CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram are risking it all for the New Orleans Pelicans. Let's find out today. Cue the music.
This is the Pelicans Scoop with Jordan Kitchens, breaking down everything under the sun about your New Orleans Pelicans. Smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay on top of your Pels content. Now, running point, here's Jordan.
What is good, everybody? As y'all see, we are back again with another episode of the Pelicans Scoop, and I am your host, as y'all heard from my beautiful music, Jordan Kitchens. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button. We're going to just dive into it because we are into the season. And man, training camp has started for your New Orleans Pelicans, the Pelicans of New Orleans. Training camp has started. It is in full swing right now. And since it's in full swing, we are just getting constant updates all the time. And something critical has happened yesterday. CJ McCollum has spoken about coming off the bench.
A lot of guys that are capable of starting and finishing games, but for us, it's about doing whatever it takes to win, putting our best foot forward and continuing to contribute towards winning. But I can play a lot of different roles, and I think for us, it's about coaches making the decisions and us kind of following suit and helping impact.
So you're not opposed to being that sixth guy off? I know you've been a starter all your life, but pretty much.
I think the biggest thing is whatever it takes to win. I'm not going to volunteer, but if that's what the coach wants to do, that's what he wants to do. I think the biggest thing for us is to play. Our job is to play the game at a high level, and I don't get paid to coach. I don't get paid to make decisions. I get paid to go out there and do what I'm told. So I think that's the mindset coming into this season. I mean, I've been a quality player for a long time and look forward to continue to be that.
And as y'all hear from what CJ has to say, first of all, true professional for CJ McCollum. That is probably one of the most professional answers I've heard in a while. You know, honestly, you could tell he has been preparing for this type of question. But man, I ain't gonna say the writing is on the wall for him to come off the bench. But at this point, you know, if the reporters are asking it, he's obviously self-aware of the fact. You know, he said he's not going to volunteer and do it, obviously, because you know what that means. You know what that means. It comes with it. You know, you get that tag of being now you're supposed to be off the bench, especially, you know, CJ, like you said, he's played a lot of great ball in his career. So it might, you know, he's on the twilight. He's on the other side. When you're on that twilight side of that career, it's more of, you know, you really are a team guy. But CJ has always been a team guy. It's not more saying that he's now becoming more of a team guy. CJ has been a team guy since he has stepped into the building. But now he understands that what it's going to take for this team to be great will have to be for him to take kind of a back seat. Now, in the past, if you haven't seen my videos in the past, I've been highly critical. Of just the whole offseason in general about, you know, the Brandon Ingram contract, what's going on with that. We're going to get to Brandon Ingram. Sit tight. We're going to get to Brandon Ingram because he also has some great news about him. But I've been highly critical on CJ, all right? Especially about, you know, you're bringing in DeJounte Murray. You're keeping Brandon Ingram. Where does all this – who's going to have to take that back seat? Because the other day, Griff spoke about that they have about 6 guys that they feel can play about 30 minutes a game. 6 guys. And out of those 6, none of them play big man. So you have about 6 wing/guards that can really go the distance. So you have to figure that out. Somebody's going to have to bite the bullet. There's only one basketball, and you have a Zion Williamson, a Brandon Ingram, and a DeJounte Murray. So that's a lot of shots between those 3 guys. Even though DeJounte should be more of a point guard approach this year, as we heard what the team has done, basically giving him the ball and DeJounte rock out. Do what you got to do. But CJ, it is going to be so interesting because if he really does bite the bullet and come off the bench, one reason why I'm bringing up my point, why I've been highly critical, is because CJ McCollum is getting paid $33 million a year. That is an extreme amount of money for a 6-man. Extreme amount of money. No matter how you want to chop it up, other than maybe Ben Simmons, who's getting paid $40 million a year. And I don't even want to put CJ and Ben Simmons in the same breath of voice. I'm even mad I even said that. I need to go wash my mouth out with some soap. Even talk about CJ McCollum and Ben Simmons in the same breath. Because Ben Simmons is nowhere close to even playing as many games as CJ has and has been as committed to trying to win as CJ McCollum has. Ben Simmons is nowhere close to that, but he's getting paid $40 million to come off the bench, basically. Or just $40 million to get his outfits off, you know, get his Rick Owens, some Chanel, some Gucci, get his court picks on the bench. Nowhere close to what CJ McCollum. No, I'm not even trying to sit there and paint that narrative. But I'm just trying to paint a narrative for y'all to see price ranges of a six-man, quote-unquote a six-man. So I have three guys. Bobby Portis, who's getting paid $12 million a year. Naz Reid, who's getting paid $13 million a year. And Malik Monk, he's not the reigning six-man a year. That's Naz Reid. He won the year before that. Malcolm Brogdon. Malik Monk has won six-man a year. He's getting paid $17 million a year. So that is a crazy price difference from $33 million to $17 million, especially when you have Brandon Ingram and Trey Murphy contract. What are they going to do with that? Who knows? Who knows? Can't guarantee nothing about how all that will play out at this point, because you would have thought it would already been played out by now, but they're just going to roll into the season. David Griffin has committed to, we'll figure everything out. It all play out. Let's look at it. Let's put ourselves in CJ's shoes. Let's say he does take that six-man approach. What does that look like? What exactly does that look like? Because you would have to cut his minutes in half. I ain't going to say in half, but in certain matchups, CJ is not going to be playing as much. Yeah, you can say it now that you're okay with it. You're not going to volunteer to do it, obviously. But, you're going to do what's best for the team. It's okay to say that in October before games are being played. But especially NBA players, professional athletes in general, it don't even got to be NBA players, it could be NFL, baseball, whatever. They all have a supreme confidence in themselves that, if you made it this far in basketball in general, to even make it basketball, any professional sport, you have to have the mindset that you're the man. You're the guy. You can be the 12th man off the bench. You can still go to your local LA Fitness and drop 50 on anybody. So he has that supreme confidence that he is the man. Especially CJ had a great year last year. We're not going to sit there. It might have, ended the best, but CJ still had a very productive year, changed his whole play style, a lot more catch and shoot threes, which I'm expecting him to be on extremely a lot more this year with his running mate, speaking of threes, Brandon, Xavier, Ingram. Now I'll get into Mr. B.I. Todd Graffini, he's the radio voice of the New Orleans Pelicans. He had this to say on this Pelicans podcast.
I think the main thing that I really noticed, and I would guess y'all would echo this, was watching Brandon Ingram and the emphasis he had on himself to take threes.
How many middies yesterday?
0. I mean, John DeShazer and I say it all the time. I mean, I call Brandon Ingram the prince of the mid-range because most of his attempts are from the mid-range. He did not take one mid-range shot in any moment of last night's practice, and I thought that it was either threes or driving, and I thought that was significant.
Yeah. Y'all heard him correctly. That man said Brandon Ingram has not attempted a mid-range shot the whole time. Well, granted, it's only been 2 days. It was a small sample size. But Brandon Ingram has only attempted three-pointers and layups, basically, in training camp so far. Now, I'm going to tell you how crazy that sounds. Brandon Ingram last year attempted 348 mid-range shots and made 168 of them. That was at a 48.3% clip. Great shooting percentage. It's almost 50% for the mid-range. And that's with a hand in his face, 2-3 over, 2-3 dudes. B.I. takes a lot of contested mid-range. It's not about taking a mid-range shot. It's about these contested mid-range shot he takes. So he's shooting at last year at 48%. From the left corner, he's only attempted 12 three-pointers. From the right corner, he's only attempted 21 three-pointers. And from the top of the key, the top of the key to wing area, he's attempted 207 three-pointers, right? From the right corner, like I said, he attempted 21 shots. He made 8 of them, shooting at 38.1%. In comparison, Herb Jones is shooting 57.3% from the right corner. Herb Jones, corner pocket. So just give you, even though Herb Jones is taking a lot more threes compared to B.I., he's shooting at 57% from the right corner. Brandon is shooting 38. To give you a perspective of his 3-point percentage, like how much better of a 3-point shooter. Matter of fact, Herb Jones' numbers pretty much match Brandon Ingram from 3. And Herb Jones is just attempting a lot more. Maybe not necessarily at the volume from not the corners. Because B.I. shot 207. Herb Jones didn't even shoot that, but he still attempted a lot of regular 3-pointers. Shooting at a higher percentage or damn near the same. 33 from the left corner, 35 from top of the key. About wasn't what the B.I. But B.I. is shooting 35 from top of the key, 33 from the left corner, 38 from the right. Just put it on perspective. Just put it on perspective about him taking away that and shooting way more threes. Because that's what it's going to have to come down to. Also heard that the Pelicans are trying to run a lot more 5-out with Daniel Tice in the game. Now, 5-and-out, that's basically you'll have your point. Everybody's on the 3-point line, space it out, supreme spacing. The Houston Rockets ran it a lot when they did their small ball. Golden State Warriors forget the Warriors. The Boston Celtics won an NBA championship running 5-out, basically. Majority of the time, the Boston Celtics ran the 5-out last year. 5-and-out offense with Porzingis out there. So the Pelicans are looking to incorporate that into their scheme this year. And we know what that comes with, attempting threes and making threes. And that's when it's going to come down to for Brandon Ingram. If he wants a payday, buddy, you want to hit some threes. They already have it set up where you're going to have to make these. Like, you're going to have to shoot them. Right? It's already been harping on it. Willie's harped on it. B.I. even spoke about it the other day. He spoke about it, that they want him to shoot more threes and that he's going to look forward to shooting more threes. They need it. They need it, Brandon. We all need it. For the Pelicans to go far in the playoffs, if Brandon Ingram is not attempting at least 5 3-pointers a game, there is going to be problems. Especially if you're going to go small, sacrifice a little bit of defense, even though the Pelicans are a great defensive team. They play great defense, but at a certain point, not having that rim protector will shine its ugly head. And if you're not going to protect the rim, and protect against easy buckets, easy lays, you have to make threes. It's the only way. If you're going to go small, you have to be an explosive offense. That's why you get a DeJounte Murray to sit there and run the show, especially if you want to run a 5-and-out. You need a guy like that to run that. You don't really need Zion to be bringing the ball up the court all the time. You don't want to keep taxing Zion so much where he has to do everything. That's why you have a DeJounte Murray to sit there and set all that up. Set it up for Zion. You have Brandon Ingram and Trey Murphy and 6-man CJ McCollum. Wow, that sounds crazy. 6-man CJ McCollum hitting threes. It's the only way this team's going to work. It's the only way you can fathom that a lineup that is clearly lacking in the big man position, but they'll figure it out. It's clearly lacking there. Got to have a crazy offensive output. That's why CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram are risking it all because this is not what they do well. Well, we don't know. See, I think CJ would be a great 6-man. I don't like the price tag, obviously, but I think he'll be a great 6-man. It's perfect for him. It's perfect. You don't got to sit there and, not get involved, but yeah, when you have B.I., DeJounte, and Zion out there, it's only one ball. They have to get fed. So they're on the bench. You can sit there and do whatever you got to do, man. You out there with Trey and Jose and Jordan Hawkins, Ooh, that's a small lineup. Ooh, we thought about that. We'll talk about that now. We'll talk about that on another day about that lineup because now I'm thinking about it. That would be a good video to do. Pelicans are risking it all. CJ McCollum's risking it all. Brandon Ingram is risking it all, especially with somebody with no contract safety. He's playing on a 1-year deal at this point. He's risking it all. He's risking a lot of money. We'll see. It's all going to go really good, or really bad. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. So thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of the Pelicans Scoop. This has been your host, Jordan Kitchens. Stay locked in with me. You rock with me. I'm rocking with y'all. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Smash that like button. Smash the like button. Hit the bell notification. Like I said, comment what do y'all think how all this will play out? Because only time will tell. But how do y'all think this dynamic of CJ off the bench and Brandon Ingram basically attempting all threes now, how all this will play out? Let me know. This has been your boy, Jordan Kitchens, and I'm signing out. Peace.